answer the questions at the beginning of our video. Who were the Japanese? We will discover some points, the theories of creation, migration, and indigenous Japanese. Firstly, we will come to theory about the very first people in Japanese. In Paleolithic 35,000 BCE, people came from Sakhalin. They may be moved by a land bridge between Sakhalin and Hokkaido when the earth just came out of the ice age. But it has yet to be proven that they were the ancestors of the Japanese. There are two migrations which have been concerned most about the origins of the Japanese. Migration 1, German people, and Migration 2, Yaya people. To prove for the Migration 1 of German, there are two theories. The first one is based on genetic evidence that people come from Sakhalin in 35,000 BCE were indeed the ancestors of modern Japanese because their genes were similar to that of modern Japanese people. The second one describes that it was actually a migration from Taiwan and Southeast Asia. People were already living in Okinawa around 30,000 BCE. They came over boat from Okinawa to Kyushu around 10,000 BCE when the earth just came out of the previous ice age. It is based on the teeth shape. To the synodonty, they have strong double shaft and strong shaft at their backside of their upper front teeth. Besides, their first premolar has one root and the second molar has two roots. However, to the synodonty, they just have a weak double shovel and weak shovel. Besides, their first premolar has two roots and the second molar has three roots. Synodonty is found in the Han Chinese, in the inhabitants of Mongolia and Eastern Siberia, in the Native America, and in the Yaya people of Japan. Meanwhile, Taiwanese Aborigines, Indonesia, Malaysia are people of Sunday. So, check your teeth shape to know if you belong to shovel or non-shovel. German people were also called as market. It was first applied by Edward S. Morse, an American scholar who discovered shards of pottery in 1877 and subsequently translated it into Japanese and German. There are a lot of evidence for this second migration that they ultimately spread over Japan. Most researchers agree that Migration 2 began around 300 BCE. People from South Korea formed a little colony in Kyushu and bred in with German peoples. The mixing of the two groups formed the Japanese people. They were Yayoi people. One of my favorite evidence is airwalk study. Yeah, it's stuff in your eyes. There are two types of airwalks, wet and dry. They are determined by genes. About 77.1% Japanese have dry airwalks. The rest is wet airwalks. A nationwide super science high school SSH consortium collected 1,963 fingernail samples of students from at least one high school or university in every district, then trained SSH peoples carried out the DNA extraction and gene frequency estimation. They create a map about the type of airwalks in Japan. They also knew that German had wet airwalks and Yayoi had dry ones. Dry airwalks or Yayoi is more common in western Japan. It demonstrates that there was Yayoi migration and the way the Yayoi spread over Japan. They migrate from South Korea, then transferred to East and North to replace most of Jomon. An interesting fact, many Japanese men can grow facial hair. The Jomon originally was a hairy caveman-looking population, so the Jomon genes bring high facial hair ability. At the last part, Ainu people will be introduced. They are the indigenous Japanese people. Many researchers argue that they are descendants of Jomon. They are recognized both in Russia. The official estimation placed the total Ainu population at 25,000, but another unofficial estimation placed its total population at 200,000 because many Ainu have been completely assimilated into Japanese society, and as a result, they have no knowledge of their ancestries. Ainu men have abundant wavy hair and often have long beards. Their skins are generally light brown. That's due to the fact that they are on the briny sea with guards all day. The Ainu have broad face, bristling eyebrows, and large sunken eyes. To the women of Ainu, there is a unique characteristic that definitely makes you surprised. They tattooed their mouths. The mouth tattoos were started at the age of 4 or 5 years old with a small spot on the upper lip. Thereafter, a new line was added each year. The process was finished by the age of marriage, usually around the age of 15. The soot over a fire was used for color. It was a sign of beauty.
Why do you tattoo your mouth?
Because I want to prevent you from causing illness and misfortune.
It also indicated that a woman had reached maturity and was ready for marriage. Finally, lip tattoos assured the woman's life after death in place of her deceased ancestors. One fascinating story of culture is marriage. When a man proposed to a woman, he visited her house, ate half a full bowl of rice handed to him by her, and returned the rest to her. If the woman ate the rest, she accepted his proposal. If not, she will put it beside her and reject it. When they learned that their engagement had been arranged, they exchanged gifts. He sent her a small engraved knife, a workbox, a spoon, and other gifts. She sent him embroidered clothes, coverings for the back of the hand, leggings, and other handmade clothes. Another unique pattern of their cultures is low men. Trappers set out to the bear caves at the end of winter. If they find a newborn calf, they kill the mother and take the calf back to the village, where they raise it indoors, as if they were one of their own children. It is said that they even provide the calf with their own breast milk. The calves are treated as traditionally believed to be gods. After the calf reaches 1 or 2 years of age, they release it from the room and place it in the center of the village, where it is tied a post with a rope. The males in the village then take shots at the calf with bows and arrows. After the bear has been weakened from numerous around tricks and is too weak to defend itself, one villager will approach the bear and shoot it in the neck point blank to ensure that it is dead. The villagers then slit the bear's throat and drink the blood. The bear is skinned, and the meat is distributed amongst the village. Each bear's skull is placed on a spear, which is then re-wrapped with the bear's fur. This stone is an object of worship for the villagers. The bear has now been sent off to the world of the gods.